Good evening, friends. I'm Dr. Aajay Shah, and this is our another Facebook Live. We've been doing this Facebook Live on a regular basis for last 6 weeks. We have a lot of downtime, a lot of free time on our hand. Some of us are staying home. We always have our evenings pretty much freed up. So while we go through this Corona crisis, I've taken up a mission for myself to actually learn more, exercise more, sleep better, sleep more, eat healthier, and matter of fact, come out better ourselves, health-wise, mind-wise, soul-wise, before even the Corona crisis. So I've taken up this mission to learn more things, spread the knowledge I gain, and discuss and grow together, teach each other, learn from each other, and be better actually than even before the Corona crisis. So today's topic is a kind of a not very talk topic. Today's topic is about how to make your parasympathetic system tone better. So, what are the autonomic nervous? What is the autonomic nervous system? Autonomic nervous system is the part of the nervous system, part of the brain, which is not under your control, and that's the reason it's called autonomic nervous system. The other system is the voluntary nervous system, where we have motor system, sensory system. And then obviously we have the spinal cord. So autonomic nervous system is very important because it controls pretty much all the automatic functions our body needs, including breathing, digestion, heart function, lung function. So autonomic nervous system is very important. Autonomic nervous system is divided into three parts: sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, and enteric autonomic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system are the two most important autonomic nervous system. So let's talk about sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is actually the one which responds when you are in a fight or flight or freeze mode. So whenever you are dealing with a life-threatening emergency situation, that's when your sympathetic nervous system comes in. So thousands of millions of years ago, when the humans were floating around in the savannah jungle or other jungles, and if the saber-toothed tiger came and you had to run, that's where the sympathetic nervous system came. That's where you had that fight or flight or freeze response. So sympathetic nervous system is the one which saves you from danger. The second system is the parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic autonomic nervous system is the one when you have a rest and recovery, and that's why it's called digest and rest system. So parasympathetic nervous system is more of a recovery system, more of a calm, peace, gentle system. So that's a parasympathetic nervous system. We know now that the ratio of parasympathetic to sympathetic nervous system is very important. How many moments, how many minutes you spend in a day between the parasympathetic and sympathetic system is the way it's going to come out whether you are healthy or not. People who spend a lot of time in sympathetic nervous system tone, they are actually not very healthy. So in general, it's been proven that people who have a high parasympathetic nervous system tone, they are much more healthier. We'll talk about that. What are the benefits of higher parasympathetic nervous system tone? Parasympathetic nervous system mostly acts through vagus nerve. Vagus nerve is one of the cranial nerve, and it's actually one of the longest nerve traveling from brain all the way up to the intestine. So vagus nerve is one of the longest cranial nerve, and vagus nerve is the one which pretty much transmits all the parasympathetic tone and parasympathetic drive. So remember, vagus nerve is very important, and increasing vagal tone will increase your parasympathetic tone, parasympathetic system output. So whenever you have a parasympathetic spikes, actually whenever you have a sympathetic spikes, that's when you have this fight or flight response. And more time we spend with sympathetic spikes is the higher chance of having high adrenaline levels, high cortisol level, and that's actually very detrimental to your health. So having those sympathetic spikes should be minimum. In my opinion, you should spend probably 70 to 80% of your time with a high parasympathetic tone, and about 25 to 29% in a sympathetic tone, and then less than a 1% in spikes of sympathetic tone. And those spikes could be when you are walking and if there's suddenly a car comes across you and you want to be careful and not get hurt, not get in an accident. When somebody cuts you in the traffic, you want to put a brake. That's when your sympathetic spike comes in. If you are cooking and if your stove is hot and if you by mistake put a hand and you suddenly withdraw your hand, that's when the sympathetic spike comes in. But again, with the modern comfort and modern technology and modern benefits we have, we should have very rare sympathetic spikes. Million years ago, there were a lot of sympathetic spikes, but now we don't need sympathetic spikes. Actually, living with the sympathetic spikes involves a lot of troubles, a lot of chronic disease, a lot of mental disorders. The way you can know whether your parasympathetic tone is maintained or not, or is going down or not, is by heart rate variability. Heart rate variability is the method where you measure your heart rate while you are breathing in or breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And typically when you're breathing in, your heart rate slightly goes up. When you breathe out, heart rate goes slightly down. And the variation between the heart rate during breathing in and breathing out is the heart rate variability. And people who have a lost parasympathetic tone are the people who lose their heart rate variability. So loss of heart rate variability is a less parasympathetic tone, less of a vagus stimulation, and that's where the sympathetic tone is higher. So loss of heart rate variability is not in general a very healthy thing. So why should we have higher parasympathetic tone? Higher parasympathetic tone. It's very important. Higher parasympathetic tone, we all maintain it. So what are the benefits? It makes you live long. It has a less chronic disease. You have a less chance of diabetes, less chance of high blood pressure. You have a better fitness. You have less chance of depression and anxiety. You have better sleep. You have less migraine if you have higher parasympathetic system. You have less chronic inflammation. You have better digestion. You have a less chance of stroke if you have higher parasympathetic tone. You have a less chance of Alzheimer's disease and dementia if you have high parasympathetic tone. You have better microbiome, which is a better gut bacteria in your bowel. You have better digestion if you have higher parasympathetic tone. You have better immune system, less chronic fatigue, less autoimmune disease including lupus, thyroid disease, rheumatoid arthritis, less endometriosis if you have high parasympathetic tone, less chronic fatigue if you have high parasympathetic tone, and definitely less chance of heart disease if you have high parasympathetic tone. So maintaining high parasympathetic tone is highly recommended. And many people actually are not even aware that their parasympathetic tone could be lacking, because not many people measure the heart rate variability. And we will talk how to measure heart rate variability in a few minutes. But let's see how can you increase your parasympathetic tone. There are various tricks and techniques the way you can increase your parasympathetic tone. Parasympathetic tone. Again, remember, parasympathetic tone is good for you. So higher the parasympathetic tone, better for you, better health, better physical health, better mental health, better longevity also. So let's go to the tricks which can increase your parasympathetic tone. You can expose yourself to cold, either by taking cold shower if you can, or at least having a 30 seconds of cold shower in between the hot showers, or washing your face with the cold water. Cold increases your parasympathetic tone. Second thing is sitting down and doing deep, slow breathing, just like about 8 to 10 per minute. Typically it's 14 to 18 per minute. So trying to slowing down and deep breaths. Slow, deep breaths very slowly, it will increase your parasympathetic tone. If you can sing or hum or chant or gargle water, that will also increase your parasympathetic tone, because it stimulates the vagus nerve, it stimulates the vocal cords, and that stimulates the vagus nerve. So again, all those singing and other techniques will also increase the parasympathetic tone. The other technique which I have shown before on our Facebook page is doing Brahmari meditation, where you actually close your eyes, put the thumbs in your ears, and then hum within your head. That also will increase your parasympathetic tone. Taking probiotics will also increase your parasympathetic tone. Doing regular meditation will increase your parasympathetic tone. Taking regular omega-3 like fish oil, flaxseed oil, or flaxseed itself, walnuts, algae-based omega-3 will increase your parasympathetic tone. Regular cardio exercise, regular weight training will increase your parasympathetic tone. Getting regular massage will increase your parasympathetic tone. Socializing and laughing, believe it or not, regular social activity and having many laughs will also increase your parasympathetic tone. Touching lips, which I something learned over last few months, and I read it from 2 or 3 prominent psychologists. Actually, they're all PhDs, so they are doctors themselves, very like almost like a scientist, and they are very well written. They've written books, and one actually psychologist, one scientist, one PhD clearly said that she got significant benefit. When she made a habit of touching the lips on a regular basis, because lips are very highly innervated by parasympathetic nerve endings, and it can stimulate your vagus nerve. So I was also started doing the touching the lips. Obviously, with corona crisis, make sure your hands are washed every hour, your hands are totally clean, and then you can touch the lips. Otherwise, don't touch your lips, your hands are not clean. But again, touching lips also increases your parasympathetic tone. Regular taking enema also, and a lot of the older ancient medical science said that taking regular enema also helps to increase the parasympathetic tone. Sleeping on the side also helps the parasympathetic tone. Going in the sunlight also increase parasympathetic tone. Chewing gum on a regular basis also increase the parasympathetic tone. Even regular activity of speaking increase your parasympathetic tone. So, if you love talking, if you are a chattering person, keep talking, because your parasympathetic tone will be better. Like I said, simple thing you can do is washing your face with a cold water 2-3 times a day will increase your parasympathetic tone. There's another technique where you use a pulse electromagnetic field, which obviously is investigational and not many people use it. But there are newer, more of a mechanical technology-based devices which you can all use also. But they're all experimental right now and not in the common use right now. So again, this is the way you can actually increase your parasympathetic tone. I just bought a device our son actually recommended. It's called Whoop, W-H-O-O-P, which is almost like a Fitbit type device you wear on your wrist, and that actually measures your heart rate variability, and it actually gives you a recovery time. So it's a kind of indirect way of measuring your parasympathetic tone. I wore it for about 2 or 3 months, and it did give me a good estimate of how my recovery was, how my restoration was, which was essentially indirect reflection of parasympathetic tone. So again, it's called Whoop device. So we covered how to increase your parasympathetic tone, how to lower your sympathetic tone, how to definitely minimize your sympathetic spikes. In my opinion, like today, for example, knock on the wood, until today at 7 o'clock, I had a 0 sympathetic spike. I woke up fine. I drove fine, no mishaps. At work I was fine, no anxiety, no anger, no fright, no flight. I came home fine, driving back was fine, no accidents, nobody cutting me off. I came home, I exercised, I ate healthy, spent time with the family. So far, knock on the wood, I had a 0 sympathetic spike. And I want to keep it that way. I want to keep my sympathetic tone low. I want to keep sympathetic spikes very minimum, hopefully 0 a day, maybe 1 or 2 a week or less even. And I want to maintain my day, my week, my month, and my life into parasympathetic tone as much as possible. So if you want to live long, if you want to be healthy, if you want to get a better sleep, no depression, no anxiety, increase your parasympathetic tone. And I've given you all the techniques. Listen to that, read about it, watch some more YouTube videos, but increase your parasympathetic tone. Parasympathetic tone. Again, this was a little complex topic, not very well talked about, not really much into press or the YouTube, but very important topic. And I wish you the best to increase your parasympathetic tone. Thank you.